Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is the holiday season. It's coming. I've got a great recipe for you today. You could totally serve this as the main event, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. You could also use this for all of your Thanksgiving holiday leftovers. It is basically a turkey dinner in a pot pie. Whoa, my mind is exploding. So let me just take you through it. This is future stuffing, turkey seitan, roasted sweet potatoes, garlic string beans, that's also future stuffing, and beautiful vegan mashed potatoes. How could I possibly have forgotten? Even the cranberry sauce! Woo! So you can do this in a giant pan with either a pie crust or a puff pastry crust. And I'm taking the easy way out today. So let's begin. Everything is made except for the stuffing. So I'm going to take you through my version of stuffing. So we're going to start in the pan over here.
It's lit.
So I have medium flame there. I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in there. You could totally use whatever oil you have, or no oil at all. Some people like to saute in water. So once the pan gets hot, we're going to throw in 2 ribs of celery and a half an onion. And by the way, don't get upset, all of the measurements will be in the bottom bar with all of the links to the already made stuff. So we're going to get sauteing these until they start to get soft. Alright, so we're not going to waste any time. While that's cooking, I'm preparing the croutons to go in the stuffing. I had some like goulette Italian bread laying around that I wasn't using. So I took 6 slices and buttered them with some vegan butter and toasted it till it was, you know, hard. I have 3 cut up over here. Here's the final 3. It's really easy to do. Then we're just going to cut it this way. Yeah, it goes all over.
Just a little messy.
A little bit. So that's done. We're going to throw in the mushrooms now. I have about 8 ounces of Portabello mushrooms. This is going to give a lot of flavor to the stuffing. I just crunched them up, you know, like pulverized them. I just crushed them up so that they wouldn't look too perfect. I don't like when it looks too perfect. So I'm going to cook this down a little bit until the mushrooms start to wilt. While that's cooking down, we're not going to sit around on our butts. We're going to roll
I'm sitting.
We're going to roll out this puff pastry for the pan so that once that's all ready to go, we can just go boom, 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 and in the oven. I'm terrible at this. When you're doing this, make sure it's not right out of the fridge, otherwise it's not going to roll out. Let it thaw out a little bit, but not so much that it's like melting. Alright, this is looking amazing. Now we're going to work on the liquid part. I've got 2 cups of water here that I'm going to add, which is really bouillon, because I'm adding the, the bouillon part. I ran out of knives. I cooked a whole turkey dinner this morning.
You did.
Alright, so that's like 2 cups of vegetable stock. We're also going to add about 2 tablespoons or so of parsley. If you've got fresh, even better. And probably about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of poultry seasoning. This is what's going to give it that poultry taste. We're going to bring this up to boiling, and then we're going to add our bread. Alright, so this is boiling away, so I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to add the bread. And you want to mix it pretty quickly because you don't want some of the bread to be too soggy and some to be too crunchy. So you want to try and get it to soak up all of the juice evenly. And you got to keep stirring until it's pretty much dry. Alright, I made probably way more stuffing than I'm going to need, but you know what? That's for me. Oh, I'm slopping it up.
Oh
Alright, we're going to try and fit this in here. Hopefully it will fit without too much collateral damage here. Alright, we're ready to go. First layer, well, besides the crust, is mashed potatoes. So I'm going to try and finagle this here and hold this up. It's kind of like making a brick wall here. You just want to have an even layer on the bottom. Alright, that's looking pretty good. We've got our first layer in. I think I'm going to have to, well, I'm going to have too much crust for the top because this sheet was the same size as a flat one that's going to go on the top. So I'm just going to trim off some of my other crust and do a little patchwork around the sides of the pan. And then the next layer is going to be these garlic green beans. Alright, I feel way better about this situation now. Alright, so the next layer is some green beans. These were just some steam in the bag green beans that I added a little bit of olive oil, garlic, and Himalayan sea salt. So we don't want to put too many of these because it's pretty bulky. So I'm just going to try and do a very thin layer across the entire casserole. If I had way too much time on my hands, which I really don't, I would have lined them up and like...
Oh God.
I know. Sorry, I'm not Martha Stewart.
Even Marty wouldn't do that.
Alright, well the next layer is the beautiful stuffing. Ooh, we're gonna have so much left over. So now this one you want to smash so that it's even. Because you know what goes on top of stuffing. The tierki. Make sure it's an equitable distribution because you don't want to cheat anybody out of any of the filling ingredients. You want to have a bite of every single one in every bite. Okay, after the stuffing, the tierki. I made this last night. Probably about 10 o'clock at night. It was so simple. I just put it in my steamer, took a nap, woke up, let it cool off a little bit, threw it into the fridge, and then sliced it this morning. So we're obviously doing one layer.
We do have a separate recipe video.
Yes.
For this.
For the mashed potatoes and the pie crust, if you guys decide to do the two-layer pie crust. This is so simple, this turkey. I really hope you try and make your own. If you don't have time though, some Gardein would work, some field roast would work. It's just so easy to do it yourself though. We don't want to go more than one layer because then it's gonna be too much filling. Next layer. These are the roasted sweet potatoes. I just put 3 sweet potatoes on a piece of foil in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour and a half. And they peel so easily this way. They just fall right out of the peel. Much better than trying to peel them before. Just cut the hard ends off because nobody wants that. Alright, so just slice these. I'm going to arrange them nicely, but I didn't want to dirty another plate. So I'm just going to slice these over this and then we can arrange them. You could also steam these in the microwave or you could boil them, but when you roast these in the oven, the sugar starts to caramelize a little bit in the potatoes and it's a totally different taste. So I would recommend roasting them. We're almost there. We're almost to the top layer. You can sprinkle these with a little bit of cinnamon if you want. My husband's not thrilled with the taste of cinnamon so much. He's probably the only man in the world who doesn't like cinnamon. Alright, this is the final layer besides the top layer of crust. If you make your own cranberry sauce, hats off. I'm opening up a can. Obviously, you're not going to put a solid layer of cranberry on there.
Darn it.
I think that would be a bit much. So I think what we'll do is just give it some shrapnel coating. It would be a bit much, wouldn't it?
Yeah. As much as I love cranberry sauce,
I think it would just be too much.
it's too much.
It's like a giant peanut butter sandwich. Except it's a turkey dinner sandwich. Alright, so we ended up using almost the whole can, but you know, this is for like a bunch of people. All right, we just have to roll out the last sheet of puff pastry and we'll be good to go. Are we a little fancy? Yes, we are. I just took a shot glass and cut out some circles. Probably put them like...
Whoa, negative space.
Oh no, I have an extra one. I'll just put it back in the middle when I put the... Alright, let's get the top on without ruining it.
It looks like you made a ghost costume out of a sheet for Halloween. Or Swiss cheese.
Oh no!
Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of sloppy.
No, I was saying it looks good.
Oh. Alright, you're going to want to try and seal it as well as you can. It's not going to be that easy, especially with this pan, but just give it a shove. I got my oven preheating already, which is broken. So, if this turns out, it's going to be a holiday miracle. We're ready to pop it in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes. Goodbye! Ugh. Be delicious when I come back. Alright guys, this bad boy has just gotten out of the oven and I have to say it looks pretty amazing, but looks are only half the game. We gotta see how it tastes. Alright, so it turned out amazing. Everybody loved it. We have a piece of it right here. It cuts really nicely. Not right out of the oven, of course. After it cools off for a little bit, you can see all the different layers in there. It was so good. We're not gonna eat it again because I am stuffed.
Yeah.
I am absolutely stuffed. It's very filling, but we have some left over. We've got some left over for Sean for lunch and us for lunch tomorrow. So I really do hope you try it. It's a really wonderful dish for the holidays, for a special occasion, for a warm, you know, for when you want to feel warm on a cold day. If you enjoyed the video, give it a great thumbs up, maybe 2 thumbs up. Nah, I know you can only do 1. And subscribe for more videos. And until next time, much love.